Hello and welcome back to the classic Hollywood movie you should know. I'm Nate Washburn. Thank you for watching these. This week the movie is from 1953, From Here to Eternity, with an ensemble cast that included Burt Lancaster, Montgomery Clift, Deborah Kerr, Donna Reed, and Frank Sinatra, directed by Fred Zinneman. Now I wanted to do this one, From Here to Eternity, because my wife and I were looking for a movie to watch, and she chose this one because it does feature one of the most iconic kisses in Hollywood history, which is Burt Lancaster and Deborah Kerr here on the beach in Hawaii when the waves come crashing up on them, and then they run up to their towels and continue the scene. It's kind of deceptive because this movie is not really a romance. It focuses on the lives of soldiers at Schofield Barracks, an army base in Hawaii, during the months leading up to the attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941. And this film's very different than most other army-based or war-based movies in that it does discuss the soldiers' personal lives. The role of Karen Holmes, played by Deborah Kerr, and the role of Lorene, played by Donna Reed, they're two of the best roles in the movie, and those actresses are top-notch. In fact, this whole ensemble, really, they all give dynamite performances. Burt Lancaster as Warden, Montgomery Clift as Prue, but the real standout performance in this movie is Frank Sinatra. He plays Angelo Maggio. Sinatra he embraces this role and he embodies Maggio so well that it's no surprise that he won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor for this performance. And the big thing about that, at the time, the movie was filmed in 1952, Frank Sinatra's career was at its bottom, its nadir. He hadn't had a hit movie since 1949, On the Town with Gene Kelly, which he was a supporting character. That was a Gene Kelly movie. He hadn't had a hit record in years. In fact, he was getting dropped by his label. Columbia and MCA dropped him in 1952. Sinatra gets a hold of the novel From Here to Eternity. He knows that the role of Maggio, he can play this role. This role is based, he knows this guy. It's an Italian, it's a ball buster, it's anti-authority, it's everything that Sinatra was. He wanted this role. He knew what it could do for his career. And there are rumors, there are these apocryphal stories that Sinatra used his mob connections to force the producers, to force Harry Cohn, the head of Columbia, to cast him as Maggio in this film. In fact, The Godfather, the scene where Johnny Fontaine is talking to the Godfather about this role that he knows he can do, he just needs a chance, needs the producers to get him this role, and the Godfather leans on some people and Fontaine gets the role. This is the movie, Sinatra in From Here to Eternity, that scene in The Godfather is referring to. Now, it seems to not be completely accurate. I read the James Kaplan biography, The Voice, which is the story of the early years of Frank Sinatra's career. And it turns out Sinatra, he gave a great screen test. He agreed to work for less money than his asking price. And his wife at the time, Ava Gardner, was a massive star, one of the biggest stars that Columbia had. And she personally leaned on Harry Cohn and requested that her husband get the role. And so he did. So it doesn't seem like the mob thing was really accurate, but it makes for a great story. But this is the movie that The Godfather is referring to. And when the movie was completed and it came out, it was a massive hit, huge moneymaker for Columbia. Critics loved it, audiences loved it. This is the second highest grossing movie of the year. For Oscar nominations, it got 13 nominations, one of the most in history. It won 8 Oscars, including Best Director for Fred Zinneman, Best Supporting Actress for Donna Reed, Best Supporting Actor for Frank Sinatra, again, the Oscar that revived his career, and Best Picture. And another thing to know, the character Lorene, played by Donna Reed, the New Congress Club is a brothel. She is a sex worker. So know that going in. It changes the whole dynamic of the relationship between her character and Prue, played by Montgomery Clift. And it is something that the audiences in the 50s would have caught on to, with the whole setup, the whole way that the men have to pay, the madam at the front door. Yet to modern audiences, it's something that gets missed. But know that in the novel and in the movie, those little hints, the New Congress Club is a brothel and Lorene is a sex worker. So if you're looking for a great movie to watch this week, I highly recommend 1953's From Here to Eternity. It is Frank Sinatra's best performance, great performances all around, and it contains one of the most iconic kisses in movie history, and it's this week's classic Hollywood movie you should know. I'm Nate Washburn. Keep watching.